You're listening to this episode on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube. Hit that subscribe button and leave us a comment. It would greatly benefit the show. Hello,
I can
welcome.
crack open another THC. I can open another Trail Magic.
Keep that in.
Hello and welcome to Movie Creators with the Farx Brothers. I'm Kirk.
I'm Kyle.
Fuck you.
No, thank you.
We're
thank
talking
you,
about
Nicholas.
Scream 7. Scriven?
Fuck you,
Scrub.
Guy Busick. Fuck you.
Who?
Guy Busick.
Who's Guy Busey?
The fucking motherfucker who wrote that AI shit in Scream 7.
Oh, is that the writer? Of...
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Like,
Is that a spoiler?
no, because they
Anyone who's not a fucking dipshit knew it was going to be AI. So
Well, I think there's something about AI in the trailer.
no, they don't mention AI in the trailer.
Well, I mean, don't they have AI in I Know What You Did Last Summer too?
No, they didn't have
Oh,
AI
they didn't
now,
deal with
no.
the modern technologies?
No.
Okay.
That was just, yeah.
So I went into this movie prepared to not like it and not have a good time.
Yeah.
Did I have an okay time? Yes, but I think it was because of the people I was with.
Oh, that's nice.
Not well. I mean, you know.
So that's the thing. That's why I'm so pissed at this movie, because me and Lloyd loved it while we were watching it, because like I was saying offline, most of the individual small moments, like if you just took a minute out of it and just watched the minute, it's probably a well done minute. Like I liked the fact that I could tell it was a new director, but who I just feel like Kevin Williamson was, because he was on set watching Wes Craven direct all the time, probably picked up more of Wes Craven vibes than what Radio Silence brought to things. I like them. I like their stuff. I like Ready or Not. I'm gonna see Ready or Not too.
Here I come.
I don't think. I'm not sure if they were like the best choice. Like they did. I liked their entries 5 and 6.
Is 6 the worst Scream though, or is
No.
this the worst Scream? What's the worst Scream?
Well, I think
This is now the worst
I think
Scream?
this is probably going to be the worst Scream. We'll see, because I didn't like. That's the weird thing. I didn't like 3 when I first watched it. I was really disappointed, and then now I'm totally fine with 3. I was kind of like on the fence on 4, seeing that in the theater, because I didn't, it was the first time they'd done a sequel after the first 3.
Yeah.
And now it's like commonplace. Oh, they waited another 11 years to do 5, and now we just do them every couple of years. But back then, 4 was like a weird thing. Like that was a movie that was never supposed to exist. So I wasn't sure how to. I know I didn't like. What I knew for sure I didn't like was the people making jokes while dying. Fuck Bruce Willis and I'm gay, if that helps. The two in Scream 4.
Oh.
Anthony Anderson gets stabbed in the fucking forehead, and he gets out of the car, and he's like swinging around, like that, and then he
fuck Bruce Willis.
Yes, which is a callback to a discussion from earlier in the movie with
Yeah,
Adam Brady,
I
but
sort of remember that. But you know who was supposed to be the director of this, who left?
Christopher Landon.
Yeah, and he specifically made the movie Freaky, where there's the guy like, I can't be killed, I'm gay. That'd be a cliche.
Yeah,
so
no,
he answered that movie.
Well, and I'm glad he actually. I didn't think he was a good choice either,
Why?
because he would have made it too funny.
This movie was funny.
Not in the same way that Christopher Landon's movies are.
How are his movies funny, and then how is this funny?
This is only very subtly funny. Like, it's funny in the way that Scream movies are. Like, Ghostface is never funny. It's the people, they've kind of gotten away from the self-referential stuff. I mean, no, actually, in this one, no, they were actually, I felt like they were very self-referential, but not in dialogue. Somewhat in dialogue. There was dialogue that touched on it, but that's the kind of funny Scream has always been.
What movie do you feel was referenced the most? What other Scream movie was referenced the most in this Scream?
Well, clearly the first
New York
one.
Oh.
Yeah. See,
and New York, it's almost, it could be a tie.
So much.
I was gonna say, I think it's more of a
Well, New York,
6 than
New York, no, it's not. New York gets thrown out like
a bunch.
3 times, 3 or 4 times.
Okay.
But those are the verbal, on the nose references. Way more references to the first one that are more subtle.
Could you give it a non-spoiler example of one?
Non-spoiler, because it happens right after the cold open, like the window, the boyfriend coming through the window, and then they're making out, and then they play the cover of "Don't Fear the Reaper," which is the same cover that used in the equivalent scene in Scream 1. A lot of 30 years ago talk, which does raise a timeline issue, but
How does it raise a timeline issue?
Because this movie should theoretically what we've known before about the timeline of the movies should be taking place in it should be taking place 2 years in the future.
Wait, why?
Because Tatum, the daughter, is 17.
Okay.
They explicitly say this is 30 years since the original murders, which it is. In terms of the movies, yes, it is. It's 1996 to 2026, so that's 30 years. I know Scream 2 and 3. I think Scream 2 actually takes place 2 years after the first, even though it came out only 1 year after. And 3, who knows? But 4, they do explicitly say. I'm pretty sure they explicitly say it's 15 years since the first. Even if they don't, I do know for a fact that in 5, they say the last time this happened was 2011. So 4 does happen. 4 takes place in 2011, the same year it came out.
But Sydney doesn't have a child then? Is that the deal?
That's the thing. Well, you can only assume that maybe she does, but they're just weirdly not talking about it. Like, she's visiting friends for the first time in a long time. She's in her hometown. She's seeing Dewey and Gail for the first time in years. If she had a 2-year-old daughter... Because Tatum... If Scream 7 takes place in 2026 and Tatum's 17, then she's born in 2009.
Do they say she's 17?
She says 17 because she's the same age that Nev Campbell was in the first one, which was 17.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So,
Can I tell you what I think is? I'm going to. The first movie is about horror movies. Is they're aware of horror movies and they're commenting on them in the movie. Yeah. The second one is aware of horror sequels and they're commenting on it.
Yeah.
And the third one obviously what is...
They've run out of those things.
Because they did Requel, they did Elevated Horror, and then they did New York, sort of.
Yeah, they didn't even have a name for that. Like sequels, trilogies. In 4, it was... I think at that time remakes were big. They considered themselves more of almost a remake of the first one. Well, the characters certainly did. The characters who were the killers certainly were trying to remake the first one. Even though a movie called Scream 4 is obviously not a remake of Scream in this any more than the movie that came after it called Scream is also not a remake.
Well, it was called Scream 4.
Scream, yeah.
No,
nice
but
instead of the sequel.
So 4 had remakes, and then 5 obviously Requel. There was no such term. They didn't use an existing term or come up with a new term in 6. They were just they had one scene where they're talking about rules, and that's it. They don't have a name for it. Oh, franchise. No, actually, I take it back. Franchise.
Oh, right.
It's not a it's not a series anymore. It's a franchise. They didn't have any. They don't have that. They definitely do not have that in 7.
Yeah, and it's
Did
because
you need that in 7?
They run out of things to,
Yeah.
What do you call the 7th movie in this series? It's not, the 3rd can make it a trilogy if it's structured right.
The most interesting thing about this movie is that Melissa Barrera is not in it because she made completely, history will be kind to the comments she made about Palestine. And then Jenna Ortega, who is on a decently large, Netflix show. Yeah. And her career is doing pretty well, doesn't need Scream. And then the director, who you say he wouldn't have been your favorite choice, I would have rather watched a movie from that guy than Kevin Williamson.
The script would have been as bad, though. And this movie's main problem is script.
They also went with a script that probably got changed so fast, so quickly, because they had to take out the
It did, but that doesn't change the fact that it was the same. It would have been the same script, directed by Christopher Landon.
But the characters would Sydney have been centered,
No, yes, they had already pivoted to that for when Christopher Landon was briefly hired.
They had already pivoted to Sydney.
That it was going to be Sydney-centric again.
And was he hired after Barrera was let go?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That makes me less excited.
So she got let go, and then Radio Silence was like, we're going to go do Abigail, and then Ready or Not 2.
Wait, they did Abigail instead of?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, they did Abigail, yeah.
Instead of doing Scream 7.
Yes. Well, I mean, because it was clear it wasn't happening for a while. Like, they had to figure their shit out. So, yeah, they went and did that.
Abigail is a better movie than Scream 7.
Yeah.
Abigail, overall, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like writing wise, yeah. Like because it's a standalone movie. It has to do certain things. It has to introduce characters in a way. I'm not necessarily saying like that was every character was introduced perfectly, but like it had, it's not a sequel. You have to introduce the characters, and that's why I think one of the problems with sequels is that you're off the hook for certain things, like introducing, because you're like, oh, these people, we don't have to introduce them. So then what other things fall by the wayside when you find yourself not having to introduce characters properly? That's a study. Yeah. Well, yeah, because you do things with characters in this movie and like a lot of the sequels of any series that you wouldn't do in a standalone story. Like Gale Weathers in this, like she's there for a while and then
why is she there?
She disappears for a bit and then she comes back in. Like you wouldn't have characters who have so little impact on the plot. You wouldn't do that unless it's, we got to fucking have Courtney Cox in the movie again.
That was wild when she enters the movie, but I'll save it for spoilers.
That's the thing. That's another one of those things where like in the moment it's fucking like my dick is rock hard. And like, yes, but then you just take a step back and look at it. Well, that was fucking stupid.
So wait, your biggest problem is the directing in this movie or the script?
Man, this is all script issues. All script issues. The directing was pretty sharp. And
I actually kind of take issue with it just morally as I wanted to see it because it's Nick Farx's cherished franchise. And I've enjoyed seeing 5, 6, and 7, together. But I knew it was going to be bad. And then the how dare you say things about foreign policy? I'm sorry, I have a that to this movie because if we accept that, that's bad. And the company that owns this franchise, we know how they feel about that issue.
Well, but that means that would have to be every Spyglass movie. You would never watch a Spyglass movie again.
Yeah,
because this movie is its own thing now. This movie, you could look at this version of the movie got Neve Campbell a $7 million payday. Like you could look at it that way.
I don't think the movie should have been about her character because the Scream is for children. Why are we doing this nostalgia bait? It's for teenagers.
Well,
and it's for 17 to 22-year-olds. That's their That's their ideal demo. It's not millennials.
If it was an original movie with the exact same premise minus the sequel aspect, that's who it would be geared toward.
It would be fiscally wise for Paramount to be aiming for that period, because then you've got 18 to 22-year-olds who can go watch 6 other movies on your streaming platform that you're supposedly going to match with HBO Max.
They're not targeting that group. That's why they have... This is just like Scream... This is very similar to Scream 4, where you had the sense of here's characters you might actually stick with, younger characters. We know with Scream 4 that wasn't the case, aside from Hayden Panettiere. But eventually, but it's the same with this. You're gonna, I think what they're doing is smart. They know they're gonna get people who maybe sat out the last couple who are gonna come for Neve Campbell, but you still know that this has a bunch of young cast members too. That the younger crowder they're gonna come out for them.
Why do you think this did well? It kind of bothers me that this did well because it's
a terrible movie. Terrible movies do well all the time.
When the worst movie in a franchise has the highest opening weekend, the lesson the business will learn from that is definitely not going to be an artistically beneficial one.
Maybe, but I can't force them to learn the right lesson from it. But I also don't think it's because no one knew when they were pre-ordering tickets, like after the Super Bowl ad, like that it was going to be bad. Like it was just good marketing. I mean,
well, and what's funny is that the critics aren't on their side this time because like 6 was bad. It was
like 5 and 6, they have writing issues. Yeah, it's always the writing issues, really.
5 I have more affinity for, I guess, because it captured the same kind of thing, and like I can see a difference between 1 through 5. 6 is just bad. It's ironically it reminds me of the Jason movie where he goes to New York and he's on a boat the whole time. And it's like you guys are in Toronto.
Oh yeah. If you're going in expecting Ghostface is gonna chase him to the top of fucking the Statue of Liberty, you're gonna be disappointed. But like, Radio Silence said the story was bad. I mean, it was typical Scream. It was mostly typical Scream, but it was very sloppy too, though. I mean, that's the one with we'll swap her out with a fresh one. Comes from that one, and the whole shrine thing. It's obviously just a big fan jerk off, but like, how the fuck did you get all that shit to New York? How are you changing your fucking name and getting into the NYPD as a detective with a fake name?
Well, and that the motivation for the killers in 6 is directly tied to the motivation from 5. And that's what 1 through 3 did.
Well, and it's a ripoff of 2 because they're at college and they're avenging the death of their family member who was a killer in the previous movie. So it's a ripoff. It was very entertaining, but it's the same thing. It's like I think there are sequences. Again, I think there are sequences that are shot well, like the penthouse attack on Courtney Cox. I think is like well done. In 6. But like when you step, it would be well
done if she died and didn't come back with whatever the hell her plastic surgeon's doing.
Oh, she's like a different person every time.
Yeah, and she's getting like more like a Skeletor every time. And I'm sorry, I don't want to criticize, but like it looks unhealthy, and I'm concerned for her.
It looks like they struggled to light her when she's sitting at the dining room table with Neve Campbell in their house.
Because Neve Campbell at least looks like a semi-normal looking person. Because in theory, she's playing 47, right? Because it's been 30 years. Yeah. So Neve Campbell looks like and Neve Campbell is not that age. She's in her 50s, I assume.
She's 52 in this movie.
Oh.
No. She's 51 in this movie.
It's weird to me, that number so clearly, but like as I've gotten closer to 40, whether I'm there or not, it's interesting that like a 50-year-old person doesn't look that old to me.
Yeah.
But like 20-year-old people look very young to me.
Yeah.
And I hope that I'm somewhat comforted by that.
Sure.
And it's like those who it's not true for, I question like what happened? And that's why it's like, why do we need this nostalgia like jerk off session that like isn't doing the thing that Scream could be best at, which is it's an entertaining horror movie.
Yeah.
It's a decent Agatha Christie whodunnit.
Yeah.
Is it? I don't think so.
The first
Scream,
2 or 3
maybe the first one.
Yeah, first maybe 2.
And the fourth one,
fourth one was kind of a rug pull, yeah.
And 5 has an Academy Award winner, so,
That one, the only reason that you couldn't guess it is because they just had just enough pointless characters where it's just 50-50. Is it going to be that pointless character or that pointless character?
Well, I knew it was Jack Quaid. I didn't know it was Mikey Madsen.
Did you know, or did you just suspect?
Candace. I knew.
Huh?
That's a Candace Owensism. It's like, did you know, or did you know?
I
that
wouldn't
your
call it.
pussy is stinky? I don't know.
Yeah, stinky pussy. It's like, do you know, or do you know? Like, do you know because you checked, or do you just know because you feel it?
Yeah. Well, that's the same. That's the same thing with any boyfriend in a Scream movie. It's just 50-50. Like, and it doesn't take much writing talent to just, here's a boyfriend. People are going to be back and forth 50-50 the whole movie because that's just how it is with a boyfriend in a Scream movie. And here's
any horror movie.
And here's the boyfriend. No, not any horror movie has a whodunit who is known for being the boyfriend.
Sorry, I just mean in like any movie where there's a murder and who did it. It's like, well, if someone was the most likely person to have killed somebody is their spouse if somebody is murdered. In a homicide, it's like, look at the spouse. It's like, it's usually the spouse.
Yeah. As far as patterns in movies, that's a pattern in real life. But as far as patterns in movies, I don't think we ever had anything like quite like the boyfriend in a Scream movie that became as much of a shorthand for they might or may not be the killer, more so than anyone else.
Well, and because it's a function in every Scream movie, because Neve Campbell has become kind of the center. Then they shifted to Melissa Barrera, and then
no, I'm just saying whether it's Neve Campbell or Melissa Barrera, like the boyfriend, because in Scream 2 it's Jerry O'Connell, 50-50, is he a killer or not? Scream 3, she doesn't have a boyfriend, but love interest in Patrick Dempsey, and they really make him, at least for a moment, look like he really is the killer. Yeah. But it's 50-50, so it's always the love interest is, specifically in a Scream, and I can't think of any other movie, let alone series, that has a thing like that, where it's this figure is always the one you have to suspect first. But this may be the movie where it's not, or this may be the movie where, it hasn't been for a while, a few installments, so now this is going to be the movie where it is the boyfriend, which was 5. But so that's the thing. I don't give them much credit for making 5 hard to guess, because it's either 50-50 on the boyfriend, and then you got these 2 other characters. You got Mikey Madison and the other girl. And it's 50-50 between the 2 of them is going to be the other killer. And you have no way to guess that other than a coin toss. It's it's not ingenuity on the part of the writers.
Well, let's have just spoilers and talk.
Wait, I do want to quickly hit one topic. I know we're there, but it's don't you think it is a detriment to this movie that we don't give a shit about the kids? The high kids? Schoolers? None of the high schoolers are characters. They're red shirts the entire time.
Yeah, that was a problem.
And the daughter isn't barely
she doesn't have a ton going on there either.
And she's a great actress. She's from 1883.
Yeah.
Taylor Sheridan. Yeah. And the one at the beginning.
Is from Landman. Yeah.
You watch Landman?
No, I just know she's in it.
Yeah, you would.
I don't know anything. I mean, you see ads for the show.
They have a very attractive 30-year-old woman playing an 18-year-old on that show.
Her?
She's 30 in real life. And she's playing an 18-year-old. And God bless America and her. Let's get in the spoilers so we can shit on,
Thank you for listening. For more JK Productions, find us on Instagram at JK Productions Team and on Facebook, JK Productions MN.